welcome to another episode of EMA Cloud Rants. This time, IT trends in 2017, Jens. It's all about decreasing OPEX.
Yeah, so Thorsten, a massive amount of resources are basically wasted in today's IT world. I think it's like you identified it basically. It's like approximately 50%.
Almost half, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so there's a huge potential for cost savings out there, which needs to be leveraged.
There's a lot of pressure because companies need to do more. They need to process all of the requirements from the business. They need to be faster doing that. And the definition of the application is changing in that wake, right? An application is much more a loose combination of services now.
Yeah, we are getting much more flexible what an application actually constitutes. And there is definitely a move towards microservices or even like functions and APIs and event-driven actions and such things. So yeah, it also gives more flexibility basically.
Talking about actions, this is serverless computing. Do you think 2017 will be the year of serverless computing? Don't worry anymore about scalability, about disaster recovery. Just throw your code on there and it'll run turnkey.
Not sure if it will be the year of serverless computing, but serverless computing is definitely gaining momentum after Amazon kind of pioneered it in the public eye with Amazon Lambda running, allowing you to run code without like provisioning servers and so on. It's growing definitely. I'm not sure if it will be the year of it, but it's growing.
All right, web scale. We've been talking about this. OpenStack didn't quite work out, only a little bit for the big guys. But what is meant by web scale is basically that you can linearly scale up. You basically add more storage, network, computer hardware on there, and you can also redefine it on the go. And it's all very simple. It's a transition from pets to cattle, right?
Yeah, customers were asking for it for several years now. Some vendors pioneered it. The other ones, the big ones, also went along. So web scale is definitely a huge topic.
Container management. We were talking about services, microservices. They run much, much more efficiently on containers.
Yeah, that's something also high up on my personal learning list, kind of. So yeah, we are already like playing around with VMware's offering and also with like what hot vendors like Rancher are doing around in this Docker ecosystem. Container is a huge thing for next year.
And you're already talking about it. Staff needs to learn how to use it because day to day are used to VMs. Now they need to change their thinking and manage containers, and that's often the same staff. So the Internet of Things, it generates incredible amounts of sensor data, of usage data. Basically, any device today is connected, or not any, but most devices are connected. I guess toothpicks and I guess toothbrushes are almost connected, right? So many devices are connected and creating massive data streams and helping customers deal with those data streams. It's going to be big next year.
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity both for customers and for vendors and service providers. Both the customers can profit from new services that make sense, that make their life easier on a daily basis. And the service providers and vendors, like the huge ones like Cisco and the other ones, they also profit somehow by new business.
Right, and who profits the most, I think, is public cloud vendors, right? Amazon and Microsoft and everybody who offers bulk infrastructure at a much cheaper price than you could ever set it up in-house.
Definitely, you wouldn't run these data, you wouldn't collect them in your private cloud. That doesn't make sense.
Right. Programming as a skill. So today the control plane is abstracted from the underlying storage network, server, infrastructure. So that means that they can be much, much better accessed by the applications, that are up there in the north and they're making their API calls and they're having their requirements, right? So programming is now a skill for IT operations, and that's a new thing. IT operations staff is now a challenge to learn so that they can understand what's going on and manage this.
I fully agree. I was recently, like a month ago, sitting in a very, very good training on how to programmatically administer Arista switches via the en vogue language Python. And it was really good. And the people there were not programmers who were attending the training. These were the classic network engineers, the system administrator kind of guys.
Yeah, Python is absolutely everywhere today. And if you can use it, you can basically automate almost everything and connect almost everything. And there's a library for everything that you can just download. Leading us to our next topic, the brain of the software-defined hybrid cloud, software-defined data center, software-defined hardware almost, composable infrastructure. You can almost call it software-defined hardware. You can just add building blocks and increase your capacity. But everything together, the whole stack from the application down to the LUN, it does need a brain. It does need something that aligns what's going on in operations with the business goals.
That's something very, very needed on the market. Fortunately, some companies are already on it, providing some solutions that go a certain amount of the way, but we are not there yet.
Yeah, I think it's in its infancy, right? It's a lot of good ideas, but a lot of customers and a lot of vendors, I think, are vastly underestimating how much this will be needed and how soon it will be needed. So to wrap this up, Jens, it's gonna be a really interesting 2017. It's all gonna be about freeing up those 50% that we're currently wasting in IT operations and putting those human resources, hardware resources, software resources, cloud resources toward being more responsive to the business. Basically, for the first time, IT being actually a business differentiator. We've been talking about this for 5 years. It's never really been true, but it is about to become real.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I also see this in our customers, and yeah, there is this trend.
Jens, happy New Year, happy 2017, and I look forward to many cloud rants with you then.
The same to you, Snobim Godon from Russia, and yeah, talk soon.